We're at UVM's Discovery Kitchen, where I teach basic nutrition and cooking classes. We hope today's program will inspire you with a recipe that's easy to make, nutritious, and a great way to get young people in the kitchen.
Thank you, Lori. Good afternoon, and thank you for stopping by Across the Fence. I'm Keith Silva, in for Amy Finley. As you saw from our open, it's a recipe day, and we got the perfect idea for you if perhaps you're doing any hosting or visiting over the 4th of July weekend. We'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to remind everyone that you can watch Across the Fence anytime, morning, noon, or night, on our YouTube channel. There you'll find a playlist with all of our recipe programs from each of our sensational chefs, Marco, Amy, and Lori. If you want any of those recipes, visit our homepage. If today's recipe doesn't inspire you, or someone else is bringing garden salsa with homemade pita chips, God forbid, there are several other recipes that are sure to make you the life of the party. And without further ado, here's UVM Extension's nutrition educator, Lori Pinard, with UVM Extension's Expanded Food and Nutrition Program. Take it away, Lori.
Let's make our salsa. Let's talk about veggies for a minute, though, because they're important for our health and help prevent chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes. And they pack a lot of nutrients like vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, with not a lot of calories. We call that nutrient dense. We're going to use some fresh veggies today, so let's get our tomatoes going. Especially here when it's tomato season. But you could certainly use canned tomatoes if you needed to. And you could also use frozen onions and peppers. But today, we'll use fresh. Let's get these cut up into a nice rough chop. I'm going to make sure my hand is curled away from the blade of the knife when I slice through. It's the claw, to make sure I'm safe when I'm using the knife to chop. Take my time, make some nice big chunks, and really all we're going to do is cut all of the ingredients and throw them into a bowl. Couldn't be easier, healthier, or more delicious. Tomatoes, onions, peppers. Core, don't need that. And I already have some tomatoes in the bowl, so we're just going to add this to the rest of our tomatoes. Couple more pieces. There we go. Let's move on to our green pepper. I like to make it kind of flat, so it's a little bit easier to cut. And again, I'm going to have that claw with my hand, draw the knife right down through the pepper. And I have green peppers today, but you could certainly use yellow or red or orange or some nice hot jalapenos. Ghost peppers, if you like it really hot, chili peppers, whatever you have. Again, nice big rough chop. We don't have to worry about doing a small dice. That's what makes this so easy. It's also very cost effective. Especially if we're using peppers when they're in season, tomatoes when they're in season, onions, garlic. Let's get these things all into our bowl. And then we're going to make some pita chips to go with it. Bake our own chips so we can control what it has for ingredients. Let's do a little onion. I'm only going to do half an onion because I'm going to cry. Again, just a nice rough chop. Another little hint is when you have round vegetables, tomato, pepper, onion, if you create a flat side and put that flat side down on your cutting board, then you don't have to worry about it rolling around on you and slipping and getting in the way and have to worry so much about your fingers, because nobody wants that. And we're just going to make the chop a little bit smaller. And then that's right, add it to our bowl. Almost done. That's the beauty. Quick and easy, fresh. It's all ready. Looking beautiful. Look how bright those colors are. Gorgeous. All right, let's add a little lime juice. Sometimes if you roll it and put a little pressure on it, that helps release the juice. If you don't have lime, that's absolutely fine. You can use a little vinegar instead. I'm just going to give it a squeeze. It smells so good. Nothing better than the smell of fresh lime. Oh, delicious. All right. Oh, we didn't put in garlic. Let's put in a little garlic. Dry my hands a little. Gonna give it a whack with a knife. There it goes. That was pretty good. Well, I'll do another clove instead. Maybe. These are lively garlic. And again, we're just going to give it a little rough chop. Oh, it smells so good. It's the beauty of fresh vegetables. They always smell and look so good. Let's get that in there. And let's do a little seasoning. Let's do a pinch or two of black pepper, more to your liking. Some cumin, nice warm spice, little pinch of that. And then all we have to do is give it a toss. Stir it with a spoon if you want. And there is our salsa. So to go with our salsa, we are going to do our own baked pita chips. Now I'm going to show you what the final product looks like because we don't have an oven here today, but this is what a baked pita chip looks like. So beautiful and so good. It's also a whole wheat pita, and we have to remember that whole grains are important for our health because they're a great source of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. And they also contain phytonutrient compounds, which are compounds occurring naturally in plants that help promote health and even prevent some forms of cancer. So I'm going to show you quickly, even though we don't have an oven, how you'd prepare these just by cutting them into simple triangles, getting them all ready. And then very gently you take that triangle and you can cut or tear it apart so that now you've got two triangles for the price of one. And you put those on your baking sheet and your oven will be at 350 and you cook them about 10 or 12 minutes till they're nice and brown and crisp. All right. That's good. Now we're going to brush them with a little bit of olive oil, just so they'll crisp up and brown up a little bit. And then you can put your favorite seasoning on them, whatever you like. And I think we'll use a little Italian seasoning. There, all brushed with a little olive oil. And we'll put on a little bit of Italian seasoning, just a little bit. Oh boy, that smells good. You know that when you crush dry herbs in your fingers, it releases the oils and it smells so good. Again, in the oven, 10-ish minutes, 350 degrees. Let's put some things on a plate, just so we have them. And you can learn more about UVM's Community Nutrition Education program and our flagship EFNEP program, which is the Expanded Nutrition Education program, on our website. We offer free nutrition and cooking classes to income-eligible adults in a parenting role. If you participate in public assistance programs such as WIC, 3 Squares Vermont, or even fuel assistance, you'll qualify for EFNEP classes. You can apply for a class online or reach out to our staff about a group class. And we also offer fee-based classes and webinars. If you are interested in having us talk to your employees or group, just reach out for more information. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you give this recipe a try.
Thank you again, Lori. We've got to try some of Lori's salsa after that shoot, and it's as good as it looks, and those homemade pita chips are superior to any tortilla chip you can get out of a bag. As far as recipes go, this one is fairly self-explanatory, and Lori made it look as easy as it is. But if you'd like the recipe, visit our recipe page on the screen, and you can get the recipe there. One upcoming program that we want to tell you about is coming up next Friday, a week from tomorrow, with Dr. Santana Van Dyke, a dermatologist with UVM. She'll be here to tell us how to be safe in the sun this summer.
So a lot of people grew up without using sunscreen and tanning, as you mentioned. A lot of people here in Vermont also have fair skin. That's a big part of our population, so increased risk there as well.
That's Friday, July 10th, right here on Across the Fence, after the noon news. My thanks to the team behind the scenes here at WSX, whose knife skills rival only their talent directing TV. I'm Keith Silva. This is Across the Fence. Thanks for being part of our family.